now that the race to qualify for next year's European Ryder Cup team has started, it is an absolute treat to walk a hole with this man next to me, Thomas Bjorn, Ryder Cup captain. Thank you so much for letting us join you for a hole. I imagine for you, as someone who is so proud of the European Tour and who has given so much, this is a real honour for you.
Yeah, it's an amazing time really, obviously in my golfing life and golfing career, but it's been a bit surreal, everything, everything is a bit on paper and there's not really, it's more organising stuff and not really. Now when the point starts, you all of a sudden get to a point where, oh, it's coming and it's coming fast. And obviously there's still a long way to go for the players, but it's in my mind I now turn the focus onto the players and from all the organising, and I feel like I'm in a good place with things.
As you say, I imagine now it begins to feel very real now that the process has started, but the last kind of 7-8 months, it's a real build-up. What kind of preparations do you do before the points start?
It's mostly, hotel and golf course and clothing, and you go through all those things that you can get out of the way. So I'm in a good place with all of it. We pretty much sorted out where everybody's going, and we know how we're going to work around the clubhouse in Paris, and the clothing is going well, and so I feel like all that prep work is there. Yeah, it's an exciting time for me, but it's also an exciting time for European golf to take the Ryder Cup again to the continent and see how it will flourish in one of the great cities in the world.
You've given so much to the European Tour and you have the undoubted respect from the Tour. What was the players' reaction to you as captain, and have you noticed them being just an extra bit more friendly towards you now?
Yeah, they're great. I mean, I always feel like I've had a good relationship with the players. Yeah. Obviously 10 years as chairman for the tournament committee helps those relationships. It helps that you're interacting with the players. When it came around, it's obviously a great honour in the sense that they want me to do it, and that's, I think, is the most important thing that I feel like I go in it with their support. I feel so much for this tour, and now to get this honour is very special.
So, as we said, the points have started, and now has that changed your kind of perspective in how you watch golf tournaments now, and how you watch the players and what you're looking for in each player, in each spot to fill?
I look at the players probably from a little bit of a different angle than most people think. They can all play. Yeah. I know what they're capable of, and that's pretty much, you make up your mind on a young player very quickly when they come out on tour. You see what they're good at, you see what their weaknesses are. So that picture you build very quickly. It's more their reactions to when they play well, when they play poorly, how they are over a period of time, instead of what actually happens in the individual tournaments. I think you've got to look at reactions, how players react to a slump, how they react to when they are right on top of the world. That's it all goes up and down like that, and I think that's where you learn most about them. Actually, I think you learn mostly about players when things are a little bit against them.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think you're up for your second shot, so we'll join you straight after.
I think you might have to come more often now with your camera.
It's the pressure, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You obviously thought really long and hard about how you could adapt the qualifying process to get the best possible team. What was it that made you want to go for 4 captains' picks this time round?
Well, I mean, there was quite a few issues that we felt like we had to raise, and the Rolex Series is so important for the European Tour and what we do, and we want our top players to play in them, but that doesn't always fit into guys' schedules, and I felt like if somebody went to America opposite the Rolex Series and did well, I needed them to be able to have the confidence that if you went and won 2 or 3 events opposite the Rolex Series in America, that I would have an extra pick, so I could always look after make sure I had the best team. But I think the most important thing that's new in the qualification system is the the weighting of points at the end.
Yeah, and looking over at Team USA, it's set to be extraordinarily strong next year. I mean, the lineup, we haven't seen one like that in years. What do you make of all this young, incredible American talent coming through?
Yeah, but I think that goes through both sides of the Atlantic. I think there's a lot of talent, and obviously there's a feeling in the world of golf at the moment with obviously Jordan and Justin Thomas and Dustin, you know, Ricky Fowler, that there's a things happening in American golf that we haven't seen for a while. But when I look back at American teams in the past, I mean, they've been so strong, you know, through all the time I've been in Ryder Cups. On paper, they've been strong, and it's about playing golf in the week, and you have to perform that week. And yes, they're strong on paper, but you know, we don't go into something that's new for us. We've always gone into Ryder Cups feeling like the American team has been extremely strong.
Yeah.
And we just have to stand up and play better golf for the week than they do.
And just to look at the venue next year, Le Golf National, a course that a lot of the players will know really, really well. How is the venue shaping up, and what have you seen of the changes? Yeah,
it's shaping. I mean, that golf course, it can only really be played one way, and you know, it's, as I say, a lot of people say, would you grow rough and would you do this? Well, it's difficult to grow water, you know, there's so much of it on that golf course. So that's the venue that's there, and it's, yeah, I've been around it a couple of times, you know, but I played pretty much every French Open on it, so I know what the golf course gives and what it takes. So, you know, we have conversations about what we think the golf course should be like, but, you know, I'm a strong believer that when you put 24 of the best golfers in the world on a golf course, they can all play it.
And just finally, a congratulation is in order. 500th European Tour event a couple of weeks ago made in Denmark. What was that moment like when you walked up onto the green and you saw 1,000 faces of you singing "You'll Never Walk Alone"? Yeah,
it was probably my worst nightmare coming down over my head, to be honest, but it was what an amazing week. Obviously playing 500 events is special, but it also makes you feel very old. But
yeah, it's just a number, Thomas.
It was a fantastic week. I think when you play and you're trying to win golf tournaments, you're so much in the zone and you forget really what's going on. There I got to enjoy the whole week from the beginning, and that would make it one of the most memorable weeks I've ever had on tour.
Yeah, well, Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to see how the next year unfolds, and Le Golf National will be so wonderful to watch. Thomas Bjorn.